It's coffee time. That rim still... So sometimes I take cups. I don't want you to judge me for this. Like, Dodger, you should have immediately tossed that back into the dishwasher. But sometimes I take a cup or a mug out of the cupboard, and I put a Beverly in there, and then when I go to take a drink, the rim doesn't taste like dirty or anything. It just, there's a weird taste on the rim, and this mug feels like it has a weird taste on it. Am I crazy? I don't know, maybe I'm nuts. Coffee's delicious. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. Obviously, if I ever see, like, food crusties on anything, I'm like, nope! I scrub all the crusties off and I put it back in the dishwasher immediately. But, I don't know, there's like... It's like a metallic-y taste, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It's very faint, but it's enough where when I go to take that first drink, or the next few drinks, the second my mouth hits the rim, I'm like, ooh, oh, there's the coffee, I'm good. So those are my immediate thoughts of the day. I hope that you guys are having a great one as well. So, yesterday I told you that I was going to be going to some shoots at TGS this morning, which I did. I got there on time. I was very proud of myself. And I didn't look like a hoodlum. I had like bathed and put on like some makeups and stuff. I was looking like a lady. And went in there and did all the shoots, and I went very well, very easy. And then we went to this little hipster coffee place. When we got done, we were like, man, it would be great to have some coffee. There was free coffee there, but a friend named Steve was like, guys, there's a great coffee place that I go to. We should totally go there. It's like 10 minutes away, walking. We're like, yeah, why not? So we start walking to this coffee place. And my other friend, Aaron, not Happily Aaron, but a different Aaron, Aaron goes, yeah, I think this place is supposed to be kind of hipster. I think this is kind of a hipster coffee place, which made me a little bit nervous because sometimes when I go into really hipster-looking coffee places, I get confused about something that they do there. Like, I'll walk in and say, hi, I'd like some coffee. And they'll ask a question that makes it harder for me to just get coffee. Like, oh, would you like our warm brewed or cold brewed coffee? I'm like, I don't know. Which one do you suggest one to me? And they're like, well, it really depends on whether or not you want the flavors to be brought out in a more direct way, but with less bitterness, or if you would like the bitterness to be compounded. And I'm just like, just give me I don't care, really. Whichever is going to wake me up. That's the one that I want. Like, that's always my experience, is there's some sort of a question, or they'll have some sort of an apparatus that they make the coffee with that makes it take 10 times as long for them to give me coffee, right? So we start walking over there. I was like, all right, we're going to see how this coffee place is. And for the life of me, I don't know what this place was called, because it was one of those places. Steve, if you're watching this, I'm not dissing your place. But in Portland, all the time, there are places that are perfectly great, where they don't have any sort of a sign on the building. You don't know what it's called. It's like, how do you get business? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how that works. Maybe I just missed it, but I was fully willing, having been to Portland so many times in my life, I was fully willing to accept that there are plenty of places in LA that probably don't have signs. But it always makes me wonder, how on earth do you have business? There was a club that I used to go to all the time in Portland, and I loved it. If you're in Portland and you're the type of person who wants to go somewhere and just like dance your butt off to amazing music, you should go to Holocene sometime, because Holocene is like the best. It is the best club for people who don't want somebody like grinding all up on them, because I have no patience for that. I start dancing like a crazy person so that if I accidentally, quote, 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 I accidentally elbow them in the face, I'm like, oh, well, why were you there in the first place? What? Oh, you were just so close. I mean, there's so much room out on the dance floor. Like, why were you so close to me? I don't understand. But, yeah, so, why did I bring that up? Oh, because they're like in a warehouse. Like, the first time that we went there, we were like, is that the Is, right? You just wind up staring at it going, is that the place? And once you get really close up, it's like a really tiny sign. Like, what are you doing? But obviously, if you're in your car and you're driving by that place, suddenly your car is like thumping because the music coming out of that place is cray. But anyway, so we go to this coffee place. No title anywhere. I was like, oh, here it is. We're walking into a coffee jaste. So, a jaste? Is a jaste a word? We're going to look that up. I don't even know. I was going to say joint, and then jaste came out. Jaste. J-A-S-T-E. That's what I'm typing in. Jaste journal paste. That's not what I want. Jaste definition. Did you mean haste, excessive speed, or urgency of movement? Okay. Jaste isn't a word. We've learned something today, and now I feel better about us as people. So, we go into the coffee joint, and we get our coffee. And I should point out that ever since going to England, I have become a fan of Americanos. Because as you will remember, I couldn't get lattes in some places. Or just regular... It wasn't lattes that I couldn't get. I could get lattes, but I couldn't get just regular drip coffee. They would say, all right, well, you can either get a latte or you can get an Americano. And so I learned to love Americanos, and so I started ordering them, and I got an Americano at this place. But I was very sad because the foam, if any of you are waiting for this to turn into like a hilarious or epic story, it's not going to. This is just me talking about coffee for a while. So everybody who got lattes had like really pretty designs all over the foam, and obviously mine doesn't have foam because it's just espresso shots and water. So they handed it to me, and I was like, mine isn't very pretty. Weep. But what I love when vendors have an iPhone or an iPad as their card swiper, because then you get to write your signature, like if it's on an iPad, you get to write your signature super huge on the iPad, and sometimes my signature looks dope. When I was in high school, I spent so much time perfecting my signature. And my mom, I remember showing my mom an entire page of me like writing my name over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, look, I think this is going to be my signature from now on. And she was like, uh-huh. Because, you know, like practicing your signature, I think for some kids, practicing your signature is the same as like, I have a crush on this person, so I'm going to write my first name and their last name and see if they look good together, right? And then draw hearts everywhere. Like, I never did that. What I did do was just write my possible signature over and over and over again. And finally, I had one that I was so intense about, and I have had it since high school. I have used the same signature, and I still love it. And every now and then somebody looks at it and goes, oh, you have a very lovely signature. And I go, thank you. But on the iPad, it's always like a little bit messed up, right? Because, you know, you're drawing it with your finger, and it's on a digital device, so there are always going to be, like, weird, sketchy edges, and I feel like it looks like it was written with a font, like a really cool, edgy font, right? You just, like, and then you sit back and look at it and go, yeah, that's good. That was a good signature. I did well today. So, yeah, got our coffee, came back, and then I retreated home and said to myself, okay, I should exercise today. But, so Monday and Wednesday, what Erin and I normally do at the gym is we go on the elliptical for 30 minutes, and then we do push-ups and crunches. That's our thing. So, like I told you, yesterday, did the bike. I had never done the bike before. But I knew that, all in here, I think from push-ups, all in here was feeling like super sore, and my legs were feeling super sore from running 2 days ago, on Tuesday. So I was like, should I try going for a run? I don't want to increase the possibility of hurting myself, because like I said, I might have messed up my knee a little bit, but I haven't felt it at all today, so I think I'm okay. But yeah, so today I reached a point in the afternoon where I said, you know what? I'm going to go for a jog. I'm just going to do it. And if I start feeling like I can't, you know, maintain the speed, then I'll just power walk the rest of it. And I'll still have, you know, done exercise. was very proud of myself. I was able to do like a decent jog again. And every now and then when my heart would start to, those of you who are bad at running like I am, when my heart would start to just be like, ooh, I would stop and power walk a little bit until I felt better, and then I would start jogging again. So I did pretty well. I'm really excited about it. Some people were saying that if you run enough, eventually you'll start to get like anti-runner's syndrome, where sometimes in the middle of the day you'll be like, I have to go for a run, which would be bizarre if I ever felt that way, because running and I are not best friends. But I would love for that to be true. I would love to like hit a point where running was really fun for me and really fulfilling. There is like a freeness to it, I think. I think there have definitely been points in my life where for no reason I've run somewhere. And it just feels very like, oh yeah, you know, I'm running. I don't know. So I would love to feel that way more often, I guess. Huh, Katie? Yeah, you agree with me. Don't deny me. Don't deny me. Oh, God, he wants nothing to do with me. Fine. Fine, I get how it is. You come all into my space, and then you won't nuzzle my face. It's whatever. My feelings are not hurt. It's fine. I've had a great day without you. So yeah. And then came back and had like a couple of intense phone calls. You don't get my Chinese food. And now here we are. Been browsing Tumblr for a while. And then realized that I had gotten into a vortex and went, oh, I need to make a video. That happens so often. Why is the internet like that? It just like gets its claws in your brain, and then you go, oh, I need to be doing something. What? You have to like pull the claws out one by one, and then you're like, oh God, someday I'll be productive. That's what the internet is like for me. It's a tree that is slowly rooting on my brain. Then I have to like pull it out. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great day. I had a good day. I'm gonna wait to shower in the morning because I can. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye bye. Mwah.